Hello, students. In this class, we'll see about the introduction to trigonometry for 10th standard. Status CBS both are covered here. We'll know what is trigonometry, what were the topics we are studying under trigonometry for 10th standard. Okay, we'll start. By the name, it's a new topic entirely for a 10th student, 10th class students. Pay attention. Don't worry. These are learned much more in vast. Okay, in your high school. Sorry, in your PU, P1 or PU2, and if you're an engineering candidate, extensively you are studying there. The basic things only we are being taught in the 10th standard. Trigonometry, as the name says, tri means three. Okay, gono means sides. What do you mean by metry? We have studied this is geometry has got a metry word. So metry means measure. So trigonometry is nothing but a study of three sides and their measures. When you say three sides figure, it is a triangle only. But trigonometry deals with a right triangle only. Okay. So trigonometry is nothing but it's a study of the sides relationship between the sides and the angles of the right triangle. So for example, if this is a right triangle at B, the other two angles A and C are always, see B is 90, A and C are always less than 90, right? Both. So they are called acute angles. Angles which are less than 90 degree are called acute angles. So in this trigonometry, it always deals with the right triangle and acute angles. Okay. We have different trigonometric ratios. Okay. They are called three ratios, means trigonometric ratios. What do you mean by trigonometric ratios? It is nothing but it's a study of angles of a triangle, right triangle to the sides. Relationship. It's a study relationship between angles and sides of a right triangle. Okay. Trigonometric ratios is nothing but it's a study of relationship between the sides and the angles. What are the angles in the right triangle? Angles are A, C, B. But this is a right angle triangles. We are not considering this for the study. Sides are AB, AC, BC. Among this, AC is a hypotenuse. Okay. What are the trigonometric ratios? We have 6 trigonometric ratios, namely sine, cosine, tangent. These are one set of ratios. The other set what we are seeing now are the reciprocals of these three only. That is cosine, sorry, sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. These are the ratios. Okay. When we merge these ratios, we study these ratios with respect to A or C, they become sine A, sine C, cosine A, cosine C, like that. Okay. So if, and how do we write these? Actual usage, we don't write SINE, sign of A, right? Sin A, we don't write. Okay. How do we write then? See, how do we write? These are the names actually. The usage is sin is SIN, sin. Cosine is cos. Tangent is tan. Cosecant is cosec. Secant is SEC. Cotangent is cot. Pay attention. Actual names are different. The usage of the same are different. As like we do in our homes also. If name of a person is Narayana, we call Nani, right? The usage is different, but actual names are different. Okay. Okay. Coming back to the angles study with A and C, these ratios when merged are studied with angle A. If angle is A, then sine becomes sine A, cos becomes cos A, tan becomes tan A, like that. Okay. When it is with angle B, it becomes sine B, cos B, tan B, like that. Okay. What are the values for this sine A, sine B, or cos A, cos B? Sorry, not B. I said B. We don't study with the right angle. It applicable. Trigonometric ratios are applicable with acute angles in a right angle only. Okay. Coming back to what is sine A here? Before we study sine A, cos, sine B, and all, coming to the right angle triangle, here B is a right angle, A is a acute angle. When A is a acute angle, how the sides are named with respect to angle? We see with respect to A, BC is called opposite angle. Okay, because for A, BC is opposite side. Sorry, opposite side. What is AB? AB is the adjacent side. Okay, adjacent side. AC is always, no matter the angle, it is always a hypotenuse. Understood? Can we see what, with respect to see what is, which is the opposite side? See, with respect to C angle, opposite side is which one? AB, right? Don't get confused. It's a simple concept. Fix an angle. With respect to that angle, study the sides. The names will be like this. When you fix an angle C, the opposite side is AB, right? Because it is opposite to C. What is our ABC? BC is adjacent to C. Why not AC is adjacent? Yes, AC is also adjacent, but since AC is hypotenuse, we don't say it as a adjacent. So, adjacent side for C is BC. As usual, AC is always a hypotenuse. Okay, is it clear? With respect to angle, which is adjacent, which is opposite, we have to know that. Then coming back, merging these things with the sine, cos and all, how do we evaluate the values? See, for example, if I draw same triangle B, A and C. So what is sine A? Remember, I said sine, though its name is SINE, the usage is different. These names are being used in the problems or being used throughout the trigonometry. Okay, but you should be aware of its their actual names. Okay, coming back, sine A. What is sine A? Sine A is opposite side by hypotenuse. What is the opposite side here? For A, opposite side is BC. What is hypotenuse? AC. Got it? Sine is always opposite by hypotenuse. Then cos A. when you are defining angle A, you define for all the T ratios, trigonometric ratios, 6 ratios. When you define for B, you define for all 6, whichever can be asked in the test or exam. Okay. We have to know all the angles definition first. Trigonometry ratios definition. What is cos A? Cos of A is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Cos A is adjacent means it is AB by AC. Coming to tan A. What is tan A? Tan A is opposite side by adjacent side. Okay. Remember, these three are very much important because the other three are the reciprocals of these three. Other three are the reciprocals of these three. Understood? Let me recap. Sine of any angle is up. If I take C also, sine C is opposite by hypotenuse. Wherever sine comes, it's always opposite by hypotenuse. Similarly, cos of an angle is adjacent by hypotenuse. Tan of an angle is opposite by adjacent. Then we'll see cosecant A. What is cosecant A? Cosecant A is a reciprocal of sine, means reverse the fraction. What is the value? Hypotenuse by opposite side. Cosecant is hypotenuse by opposite. What is hypotenuse here? Okay, tan I forgot to write. It is AB by, sorry, BC by AB. Opposite is what? BC. Adjacent is what? AB. Okay, cosecant is hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? AC. By opposite. Opposite is BC. See, check out this. I'll mark this one. See, it's a reverse, right? Similarly, secant A is hypotenuse by adjacent side. Don't say side for a hypotenuse. Okay. What is the value for this? It's the opposite of cos. Okay, hypotenuse is again AC for us. Adjacent side for A is AB. Check out 2. Check out 2 here. They are reciprocals. Last one was cot A. Cotangent A, right? Its value is adjacent by hypotenuse, opposite. It is a reciprocal of tan. Adjacent side by opposite side. What is adjacent for A? It is AB. Opposite is BC. Check out the ribbon. Right? This is very much basic, students. Please understand this properly. That too, the first 3 ratios are always important because the next 3 ratios we just derive them from these 3. But you have to know which is reciprocal of which one. We have reciprocal trigonometry ratios only. There also we will study this same thing. There are many rules to remember this, but secant over is there. That is soka toa. This is the thing. This is for sine. This is for cos. This is for tan. What does these letters say is sine is opposite by hypotenuse. Cos is adjacent by hypotenuse. Tan is opposite by hypotenuse. Your wish. If you want to learn this, that's okay. But my request is learn the basics directly. Not only this topic, for any topic, the basics should be learned directly. Don't have any clues for the basics. Okay. Unless they are tough to remember. So I'll just recap. Sin A is BC by AC because opposite by hypotenuse. Cos A is adjacent by hypotenuse, that is AB by AC. Tan is opposite by adjacent, BC by AB. Similarly, can we write sin C here? Yes, sin C is opposite by hypotenuse. What is opposite? AB. Upper hypotenuse is AC. Sin. Cos C is adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is what? BC and by AC. Tan C is always opposite by adjacent, that is AB by BC. Similarly, cosecant C is nothing but hypotenuse by opposite, that is AC by AB. Secant C is nothing but hypotenuse by adjacent, that is AC by BC. Cot, cot C. Cot C is nothing but adjacent by opposite, that is BC by AB. Okay, clear? Also, you remember for any figures, right, we always denote the capital letters. Remember, capital letters. That means sine of an angle, cos of an angle should be written in capital. Also remember, since angle A we write like this, okay, since angle is this, sine of an angle we cannot write like this. This is wrong notation. So we just write sin A like this. Remember, though A is an angle, we don't follow this nomenclature in trigonometry. Okay, clear? This is about trigonometric ratios, how to find with respect to right triangle. We have some rules with respect to important points about trigonometric ratios. Just check out important points about T ratios. What are the important points? Here, the ratio we mentioned, right? For example, here, if this is a 5 centimeter, this is a 3 centimeter, this will become 4 centimeter because 3, 4, 5 are the triplets of a right triangle. What will be the values for sine, cos, tan? Just check out for one. Sin A, so if I write 5, 3, 4 for BC, sin A becomes 4 by 5, right? Opposite by hypotenuse. In the value, it's always a number. All the T ratios is always a number. Also, if they are in values like units, centimeters, the ratio will not have the units because the ratio always compares the same kind of quantities. These are all being basics. So that point will come. Each ratio is a real number and has no unit. Okay, this is the first important point. Whenever you calculate the sine cos of an angle, you don't write the units there. Okay, then if you know any one ratio, if you know, this we will be studying in coming classes. If you know any one ratio like sine, we can write all other ratios in terms of sine. Means we will be knowing the all other 5 ratios. So if we know one ratio, then all other can be found. How? We will come to know in when we see the examples or exercises. This is another one. What if it's a right isosceles triangle? See, when I say right triangle, because trigonometric ratios applies to always right triangle. What if it is a isosceles triangle? Does sin A and sin C difference gets different values? No, because sin A is opposite by hypotenuse, sin C is opposite by hypotenuse. Means BC by AC, AC by AB by AC. Since AB and AC are same, so trigonometry ratios values will remain same. Okay, so we'll say in isosceles right triangle, isosceles right triangle, the ratios of angle A and C remain same. Okay, the ratios of angle A and C remain same. Remember, this is very important. Okay, the last one is, since it's a right angled triangle, right, which is the hypotenuse AC is always a longer side. So if you check out sine and cos, hypotenuse has come in the denominator, cosecant and secant, hypotenuse has come in the numerator. That means, what does that mean is, since hypotenuse is longest side in right triangle, sine and cos always less than 1, whereas these reciprocals, what, cosine and secant, cosecant and secant always greater than 1. These values, this fourth point we are studying extensively in the higher classes. But for time being, we just make a point about the T ratios. Okay. So apart from this, what we want to know is reciprocal ratios. What we already studied, uh, reciprocal ratios means, what are the reciprocal ratios? For a sine, cosecant is reciprocal, means sine theta. Theta is nothing but an angle. Remember, how do we write this? This is a theta. This is called angle only. That means, if I say A, B, C, I don't give A, I just give theta here. Find sine theta. So what is sine theta? Opposite by hypotenuse, like that. Okay. So reciprocal functions are, sine theta is always reciprocal to cosecant theta. Also, cosecant theta is equal to 1 by sine theta. These are reciprocal values. As we saw here, just check out. Sine is BC by AC. Cosecant is, check out here. Sine is BC by AC. Cosecant is AC by BC. That's why I told they are reciprocal to each other. Okay. So they are reciprocal. This gives us knowledge, that the product of these is 1. Just check out. If you just transpose cosecant to left side, it becomes sin theta into cosecant theta equal to 1. Why do we need this knowledge? While solving problem, if we arrive at sin and cosecant in products, its value is 1. Similarly, we have cos theta equal to 1 by secant theta, or secant theta is equal to 1 by cos theta. Can we check out? So here cosecant theta is what? Adjacent by C. Cosecant theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. Cos theta. Secant theta is hypotenuse by adjacent. So they are reciprocals. There again, their product will be 1 for us in the problems. We have third reciprocal ratio, that is tan and cot. Tan theta is equal to 1 by cot theta. Similarly, cot theta is equal to 1 by tan theta. Therefore, their product for us is always 1. Check out what is tan theta from the figure. Tan theta is opposite by adjacent. What is opposite? AB. Adjacent is BC. Okay. Then cot theta is what? Adjacent by hypotenuse. Cot theta is equal to BC by AB. Okay. So thus these are reciprocal ratios. And as we already know in the 8th or 7th standard, if the length of the sides is increased in a triangle, the angle doesn't change, right? Angle is not depending on the length of the side of the triangle. Means if AC and BC are produced, ACB angle does not change. That is a point to be remembered. I hope you know this. Okay. Then There are, just check out here from the figure, there is one more reciprocal will come. We'll see that. That's called quotient relation. You check out here, what is sine BC by AC? What is cos AB by AC? Okay, check out. Sine is BC by AC, cos is AB by AC. What if I do 1 by 2? That is a ratio of 1 and 2, which comes BC by AC whole divided by AB by AC. AC cancels, we get BC by AB. What is BC by AB? Can you make out from all 6 ratios listed here? BC by AB is the tan theta, see tan A. That is, understand here, sine and cos. Sine by cos is a tan value. Understood? Just check out here. BC by AC whole divided by AB by AC. AC cancels. BC by AB is nothing but a tan. So what we get is another ratio called quotient ratios. We just saw reciprocal ratios. Okay. See, we saw reciprocal ratios. We'll see now quotient ratios. Quotient relationship of T ratios. So we just saw tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. This is one. Similarly, just check out here. Cosecant by cot. Secant, sorry. When you see 2 by 4 or 2 by 1, see this 2 by 1, okay? This 2 by 1. Just observe here. 2 by 1 means secant by cosecant. Secant by what happens? Okay. Since we have already this tan, okay. Coming back this. What is tan and cot relations? Tan is reciprocal of cot. Cot is reciprocal of tan. So with this knowledge, can we write cot theta for the same? It's a reciprocal of tan. That is, tan has value sin by cos. So its reciprocal becomes cos by sin theta. Understood? These are quotient relationship of T ratios. Okay. Please understand, this is a very new topic for us. We'll just recap before we wind up the class. Sine is opposite by hypotenuse. We'll recap with the new page. Let's see. I'll draw another figure. Theta A, B, C. Okay. So we'll just recap. Sine theta is AB by AC, that is opposite by hypotenuse. Cosecant theta is reverse, means reciprocal to that, hypotenuse by opposite. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse, that is BC by AC, that is BC by AC. Secant theta is hypotenuse by adjacent, that is AC by BC. Tan theta is opposite by adjacent, that is AB by BC. Cot theta is adjacent by opposite, BC by AB. Since we know sine and cosecant are reciprocals, so we have three reciprocal relations. Sine is cosecant reciprocal, that's why I wrote one before the other. Sine is reciprocal of cosecant, cos is reciprocal of secant, tan is reciprocal of cot. And we have quotient relationships, that is tan is sine by cos, cot is cos by sine. These two are reciprocals, these two are reciprocals, these two are reciprocals. Okay. These things we have studied now. Please pay attention while you watch the class and understand the concepts. Next to these topics, we'll we'll study in the next class. Thank you.